Hey guys, today we're going to be checking out the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse, the King Shark Wave, Joker from The Dark Knight Returns. Okay, so this guy gets the King Shark torso, so there's going to be a couple other pieces, of course, going in there. The shoulders, the lower underoos, the legs, and of course the head. First thought on or first overall opinions of the King Shark piece, pretty good. I like the wash they've added to it to make some of those little creases and musculature show up. Also got a little scarring there as well. Really nice looking piece. Obviously there's not really much to be said for it just yet. We're going to be adding on to that. Joker comes with a bunch of other accessories as well. He comes with his knife, which has a fairly different looking handle than a more conventional looking knife that we usually see. But it's decked out and painted in almost like a gunmetal gray. Moving along, he also gets himself a pistol, which plays a predominant role like near the end of Dark Knight Returns. You can go ahead and fit that into his hand. Now, he actually only has one hand that can support the gun and or knife. The other hand is completely sculpted shut. And lastly, he comes with one other accessory, but in order to show that off, we're going to have to switch out the heads. But let's not do that just yet. We'll just kind of move everything out of the way and let's have a look at the figure itself. The Joker actually looks pretty good. My only real nitpick I would say about the figure itself is the paint on his face I'm not so happy with. He has some nice shading, don't get me wrong. I like the shading that's kind of in the cheek area to accent the fact that he's got high cheekbones. But it looks like it's just a little bit too excessive when it comes to like the extra gray wash that they put over top of it. I wish it favored a little bit more of a paler complexion. I don't know if they wanted to make a more stark contrast to the outfit that he's wearing. But I feel like the gray is maybe a little too much. It just kind of looks busy. It almost detracts away from the paint and sculpt of the face, as it were. I'm spending more time, it seems, looking at all this extra, just messy gray wash all over his face. The face as a whole is pretty good. I've got like a little bit of a red marking here right above his mouth. I'm happy with the face. I just don't think I like all this excessive gray. The gray on the side's fine, but the gray like around the forehead area, around the nose, and around the mouth area, it's too much that I wish that favored a little bit more paler. The hair, on the other hand, I quite like. It's green, obviously, for Joker, but then it's got some of a dark wash going on there as well. It's just the right amount that it doesn't look too much. The face, too much. The hair, not as bad. Then he's got his outfit here, which I don't think like the purple seems right to me. Package artwork, of course, is a little bit different. The package artwork has this as a very light pinkish purple. In this case, it's actually coming across more of like a dark, I don't know, like a dark lilac or a dark violet. He's got actually the same color in his boots that he does in the shirt here. You can't open up the jacket. This is actually a soft, rubbery appliance. The suit itself seems like it's not as white as it should be. I like this little additional shading here. Just brings out some of those wrinkles. But the jacket almost reads a little bit more cream color than the white I would have preferred. Of course, as we already mentioned, the sculpt on the hand, one hand is completely sculpted to hold specifically a gun, or of course you can also take the knife and fit that into his hand as well. The nature of the handle of the knife, though, lends itself that's just a little bit more bulky, but it does actually fit a lot better than if it was a thinner handle. That thinner handle would sit a little looser in Joker's hand. One of the other things, too, with the torso here is that the torso, as mentioned, is a rubbery appliance. The hands, the legs are also, well, they're plastic. But because this is rubbery, you might find sometimes that the jacket rides itself up, leaving a very noticeable gap where the arms sit in the socket portions of the torso. You might want to find yourself just doing this a couple of times, keeping the jacket more down, more tight, so that area gets very, now all of a sudden gets hidden. He's a broad figure too, broad torso, very short legs, making use of, I would not say making use of an existing, multiverse figure, because it doesn't look like any of the aspects of this figure look like something I've seen before. The legs look very much different, a suit leg, and of course the arms are much different too. You can get away with this being just rubbery because that could be over top an existing torso, but like the arms and the legs do seem like they are completely brand new sculpts. He does come with, once again, the interchangeable head. Let's look at that now. The interchangeable head is quite nice. It's a more laughing Joker, which looks perfectly. You might notice also there's a little slit in his eye. What's the slit in his eye for? Well, let's, for starters, go ahead and pop the head off. Sits very easily on the shoulder, or on the ball joint here. Very easy also to pull off and replace it if need be. The face, funny enough, actually, the face for this Joker doesn't seem to have nearly the shading that this one has. It's still excessive, don't get me wrong, but this one seems like it's just got a little bit more extra shading than what was necessary, the extra, that extra gray. So there is that little slit in his eye because Joker also comes with a part of the Batarang there. And you can see that it's just a little slot here, a little peg, and that fits right into the eye socket. Ouch! Ooh, oh, yeah, that fits right into the eye socket area of Joker's eye. Very, very interesting. I'm surprised. Well, I shouldn't say I'm surprised. I mean, it fits the source material. I'm actually surprised, though, that Mattel would have given a retail released figure the option of something where he could be impaled with an object. I'm glad that they actually did that because it adds for a little more fun dynamic to changing out the character's head to something more like this. But it's very surprising that Mattel, of all people, would favor releasing a figure that has actually something stuck in the eye. You may think, well, it's a Batarang, we can get away with that. But let's say, for example, that was replaced with the knife, which I actually have not tried, but you can go ahead and... Yeah, the knife won't fit as well. Well, it's obviously not intended for the knife, but you know what I mean? Like, if this was a wedged-in knife, it would maybe be more the grounds for thinking maybe we shouldn't release this, at least not with that option available. When it comes to Joker's posability, it's on par with what you would normally expect with the Universe figures, so he has a full rotation on the head. Normally, the head would ball joint up and down, but it doesn't really do all that much. Shoulders hinge out. You got full rotation there. You got a bend at the elbow, which also rotates the forearm, rotates also the hand. The upper torso does have a crunch, although it's a little more hidden by the fact that he's got the rubbery torso here. Forward and back motion on the legs, all the nitty-gritty stuff. Bend at the knee, although these knees, very, very stiff, but these lower legs would rotate. And you've also got the hinge in the feet portion there. No ball joint or no display stand. This guy doesn't come with it. Good figure. He's a little short on proportions, but it fits for the other multiverse figures, so you kind of have to overlook that. Overall, I think the alternate head a little bit more so, the calmer Joker, like that. But I feel like the paint maybe is just a little bit too much when it comes to the gray. If they had toned that down a little bit, maybe brightened up the suit a little bit more to a white, I think this would be a pretty good figure. The figure as a whole is good, but I just don't like all the excessive gray that's washed in the face there. Today we're checking out the first figure of many. I'm sure there's going to be more videos of these to come. We were checking out the new Mattel DC Comics Multiverse. This was the King Shark wave, and we were looking at the Dark Knight Returns Joker. If you like what you see also in this video and you're new to this channel, you can hit that little subscribe button down below. And you can also see the other stuff that we've got going on this channel. Lots of other videos and playlists as well. There's DC collectibles and multiverse playlists for you as well. Certainly as well, stay tuned because we're going to be getting a look at the other figures from the King Shark wave. So more videos for that as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.